New evidence suggests it was not just an iceberg that doomed the Titanic. More than 1,500 people died when the ship, considered unsinkable, plunged into the Atlantic Ocean more than 100 years ago. The Titanic was headed from England to New York. A new documentary says a large coal fire in the ship's hull may have played a role in the disaster. Mark Phillips is in London with what led to this discovery. Mark, good morning.
Good morning. Well, say Titanic, and you do think icebergs and human folly. But according to a new theory based on some new evidence, to the ice, we can add fire.
It's the end, boys.
It was indeed the end for the band that played famously as the great ship went down in the 1958 film A Night to Remember. The tune was Nearer, My God, to Thee, and it seems that almost 105 years later, we may be nearer the complete truth of what caused the disaster.
She was the largest ship ever built.
A new documentary provides a new twist on an old story.
And yet her maiden voyage would be her last.
Everybody knows why the Titanic went down. She hit an iceberg, and despite supposedly being unsinkable, she sank and took 1,500 lives with her. But why was she going so fast through an iceberg-filled sea, and why did she go down so quickly? The filmmakers say it has to do with a dark smudge on the ship's hull that has come to light with the discovery of a new batch of photographs of the Titanic's launch.
Look at this anomaly in the hull. Wow.
The mark on the hull, says Irish journalist Senan Maloney, is the result of a smoldering fire that raged for days in one of the ship's cold storage bunkers, a fire that weakened the ship.
The intensity of the fire, and such as the effect on the steel and the robbing of the protective properties from the steel, that very likely the fire itself was co-author of the catastrophe.
The film even suggests that the need to put out the fire by moving the smoldering coal into the ship's boilers was a reason she kept traveling at speed despite knowing the icebergs were lurking. The official inquiry into the sinking blamed it on the ship's speed, but Titanic apparently didn't take all her secrets with her to her grave, more than 12,000 feet down on the North Atlantic seabed. Some are now still being revealed. The Titanic has become more than a well-known tragedy. It's become a metaphor for disaster. And it looks like the deck chairs are being arranged once again. Charlie?
Thank you, Mark. You can watch the documentary on the Smithsonian Channel January 21.